live. We're at it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Wellness Week here. You see that? It says Wellness Week there, and then it says live over there. And then you got Magnus, our resident biochem PhD. I am a DJ. It says DJ Ant, but anyways, that's right. So you know it's legit. If it says it on the screen, and if you wear a suit, oh, you know everything. If you're wearing a suit and you're on a television, you whatever you say is a fact. Okay.
Or a white coat.
That's true too. Yeah,
I should start wearing my white coat. Just
wear a white coat,
people.
And that's a wrap, son. You could just whatever, for sure.
Hey, just give me one second.
I'll give you a couple seconds.
Before me and Anthony went live, we were talking about our dogs. So Anthony's dogs is unfortunately in the hospital, but I just want to show one of mine. So this is Archie.
Is he a mix?
This is my little king.
Is he a Shih Tzu mix?
No, he's straight Yorkie. Both are a straight Yorkie, but they have both of them have droppy ears. So a lot of people mistakes them for being like a mix of things. But no, they're actually Yorkies.
Yeah, my dog. I was telling Magnus off camera. So my dog, it's not a big deal, but kind of is because he has to go in general anesthesia. Rocky's a 13-year-old. My dog Rocky, or Mr. Rocky, as in the boxer Rocky Balboa. He had his teeth basically plaque build up over 13, 14 years. And he's a very healthy dog. He's got better health care than I do. But anyways, abscess happened and, he had to go in general anesthesia. So anytime that happens with any kind of animal, human or not, it's kind of a big deal. So, but yeah, Rocky's doing good. He's going to get his teeth cleaned and the abscess out, pull some teeth because he's an elderly dog, but he has the energy, honestly, of a puppy. Everyone can't believe how much energy. By the way, I mean, as you know, Magnus, your dogs though they're terrier breeds, so they're in the pit bull family. Your dogs are very tough dogs, man. Like people forget. They think those dogs are. So Yorkies. Do you know what Yorkies are bred for originally? To kill rats. Yes, yeah, and they send them down in sewer systems and all those things. So it's just crazy. I'm like when I tell people that. It's like they have no clue. And I'm like, yeah, that's why they are pretty aggressive and very territorial. Yeah. And you can just see that it's still it's so funny how it's stuck in the DNA. Like Archie that I just showed you, he's the one that he pounds on his toys. He throws them up in the air. He grabs them and shakes snap
them.
The neck to kill the rat. Yeah, I mean,
exactly. So it's and you can hear him he's so into that when he's playing around. That's man. Yeah, no. So it's funny. That's why I love with training and having an understanding on how the genes affect you too, as whatever being you're at. Right. So.
Yeah, I'm actually having a therapy dog specialist on, I think next week or in 2 weeks, and he provides dogs to former soldiers who are struggling with PTSD or former law enforcement officers. And but I mean, we'll do a show, you and I, because we just talked about that off camera. The dogs, cats, animals have to be incorporated into our. Well, you don't have to, but I'm just saying we have to talk about them as part of wellness. And if you have a dog out there or a cat or a turtle, whatever, but particularly dogs, you could read it on your own. They're so beneficial for our immune systems. They help diversify our gut biome just by being near us. I mean, and if you're allergic, you can't have it, even though there is hypoallergenic dogs like my dog Rocky. But anyways, if you can have a dog, you really should try to adopt, preferably, but getting from a breeder is okay too. But they make your life. I can tell you off camera. I mean, my dog, I don't know what I would do without him. It's just, I have more photos of him than anybody in my family, which is, I'm I forget he's a dog. I'm like, wait a second. Oh my God.
No, but it's the same thing. I mean, I've been growing up with dogs. The first dog we had I was 7, I think. And then we've been having dogs all the time. My mom is into sheep herding, so we had a lot of border collies. So she trains them, things like that. Go ahead. Super intelligent. It's it's scary sometimes.
You know what's funny? I'm a DJ because it says it right there. I'm a DJ. That's what I do. But I was DJing a party in a backyard a couple years back, and there were a lot of children at this backyard party, whatever, 20, 30 of them. So the mother, the father, the parents, their dog got loose into the backyard, and it was a border collie. It was the funniest thing. I could not believe my eyes. it herded all of the children.
Yep.
I was like in tears crying because it wasn't even planned. The dog just instinctively.
Yep. And it's a way to protect the kids.
Man.
It's protecting the kids. It's protecting the herd. Get them together.
Oh.
No one is left out. They have to be controlled. And it's like living with border collies and how to make them like really kind of weirded out is when you meet them, and then when your family members separate, and it does not know where, like, what's happening. Like, it does not want you to leave. And it can stand and look around for even if you leave and like jump into a car, things like that. It's just standing around trying to figure out where everybody left and trying to keep them together.
My dog Rocky, though, he's not here, so I can say this. He's like a supermodel, not a lot of brain. But then again, sometimes I think maybe he's smarter than me. Maybe he's fooling me because he'll do things. I'm like, is he playing dumb? Because I don't know. He's smart when he wants to be smart, I guess.
Manipulation. Kids and dogs, or I would say like pets, they know the secrets on how to make us do whatever they want.
I mean, I swear to you, dude. Right. So, but yeah, man, if you're on the fence about getting a dog, get a dog.
Yeah.
100%. Is it responsibility? Duh. I mean, what do you want? You know, like, yes, but the amount that you get back in positive is 1,000-fold from the 1% you put in, or whatever it is. The dog will reward you 1,000-fold. You'll be just a happier person, a better person, a stronger person. Your immune system will boost. You'll be happier. My dog has taught me how to be a better human. I'm still learning, but it's spooky. And I hate to be that guy. It's but it's true. I mean, anyway. So okay.
And also, one thing that I want to add is that they're so like emotionally intelligent. They know exactly when you're stepping through the door, when you're coming home, which mood you're in. And they do like everything to trying to get you in a better mood.
Listen, I don't have to tell you, they can literally smell hormones.
Yeah.
There's dogs that can sniff for cancer, and they're more accurate than an MRI or a CAT scan. It's like spooky how their gift, they're just, God's gift. Again, cats too, turtles, whatever you like, but we're talking about dogs here. But okay, in that vein, we're talking about, them helping us with our immune system. So bacteria, you're the resident medical person here. What is a bacteria? Because people get confused. They say, bacteria, virus, not the same thing. What's a bacteria?
So let's start with bacteria. Bacteria is a single cell organism. So it has everything in one cell. So it's alive. So it's functional. It has its own DNA and all those things. It has like how they absorb energy, how they create energy. They can actually move around. Some of them, like depending on how they look, they actually clump up in like, I would say like how should I say, like a group, like we're talking about thousands of cells though, and could actually protect themselves too. So you're looking at biofilms and things like that, how they actually create it and kind of build around them to protect themselves. So they are like a simple organism, but they actually like a bacteria can actually kill us. Yes. So that's why like even the smallest of things could be very, very dangerous.
I want to say,
Good.
So you go finish.
No, I was just going to say, so the difference between a bacteria and a virus is that a virus is way smaller. It's not alive, and it basically has its DNA, and it actually attacks a living cell and shoots that kind of like its own DNA into it, so it multiplies within your own cell. So, and that's why they work different when we're talking about like antibiotics and not antibiotics. Viruses, antibiotics, not so good, doesn't work. If you have a bacterial infection, yes, then you should probably take antibiotics. If you can't heal it with like just kind of wait it out and normal means. Like
and by the way, I'm sorry, and by the way, we're not giving medical advice here. I always like to say that. We're just having a conversation. Talk to your doctor, your healthcare professional about anything and everything. This is just a conversation between two friends. Okay. Now, bacteria. Well, here's the funny thing, and I know you know this, but people will say, you watch TV, there's your dogs.
Yeah, you 1 second? I just want to
do your thing, man. Do your thing. Come on. Hey, they're your dogs.
Guys.
Bellissimo. Hey.
Here we go. Back at it. Sorry about that, guys.
Bring him on camera. All right, I'm gonna bring Rocky on camera next time. So no, but people you hear on television, it's seriously, it's just wrong. You get these products, kill the bacteria, antibacterial. You can't have bacteria on the doorknob. Spray this, spray that, killing bacteria. I'm like, okay, people, probably arguably 95% of the bacteria that's out there is good for you or benign. So newsflash. You need the bacteria on your hands, on your face, in your mouth, in your clothing. And guess what? There's bacteria everywhere. You could spray all you want. It's coming right back. And you need the bacteria. If you do not have bacteria, you will get sick. You will have no immune system. You need bacteria. And so the question is, though, killing the bad bacteria, and that's a small percentage. Most bacteria are either benign, and it's not going to hurt you, or you need it. You need bacteria. So I laugh when people are like, kill the bacteria ain't self bacteria, spray something. It's like you're gonna give yourself autoimmune disease, you fool. You need bacteria. I'm not saying don't wash your hands before you eat, but we need bacteria. So all y'all need to calm down and just read. Look, whatever. Don't believe me or Magnus, but it is amazing because it's a whole universe just on our shoulder could be billions of bacteria, and then there's different bacteria here than here. It's a whole universe, and it's amazing.
So let me add something there. So one thing that is interesting that the cell of a bacteria is way smaller than, for instance, a human's cell. So we actually have more bacteria cells in our body than what our own body is built of. So just in your gut, it's like they're actually pounds of bacteria in your intestine, and we need it. And that's why, I see that a lot with clients is that they have issues of killing off a lot of their actually microflora, and we need a diversity. And if you're not eating different sorts of food sources, or if you're eating a lot of processed food and sugar and sweeteners and things like that, it has a tendency to kill off a lot of the good bacteria in our gut and help the bad bacteria grow.
This stuff, those are the sugars and the substitutes and right. And we're going to get into alcohol after this, which is apropos because we're talking about killing bacteria, drinking, I mean. So bacteria is our friend. And again, we need to obviously wash
the right bacteria is our friend.
What's that?
The right bacteria is
That's right. The good bacteria, the right bacteria is our friends, obviously. So I guess the next question would be, well, how do I know which one's good or bad? My thing would be just wash your hands before you eat. Obviously, if you're going for an operation, the doctor's going to scrub and kill and wear latex gloves. But I mean, to come home and just start spraying Lysol in the air for no reason because you think you're going to kill the bad bacteria. Dude, read the back of your disinfectant spray, okay? Matter of fact, don't read the back of it. It's scary, okay? You're going to give yourself a problem. Anyways, but what do I know? I'm just a DJ, so don't believe me, okay? Just go research it on your own. So, all right. So what about alcohol? Magnus, before we go into alcohol, I mean alcohol meaning beer and wine and things like that.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to add to bacteria?
I think that we should definitely deep dive in talking more about bacteria, especially when we're talking about gut bacteria and what to do, because I see that with a lot of my clients that have issues with this, their bacteria flora, their intestines, their digestion is not working correctly, and we need bacteria to work it. So I think that we should talk more about it and have more information and how it could help you. But let's do that for another day.
Okay, I'm putting my notes in right now. I'm putting deep dive into gut bacteria show. Bacteria show. Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, maybe we can even get, I don't know.
I think I have one I have another coach that is specializing in that. And
or what do they call it?
So we should invite her and have her talk to us.
Get her, yeah, that's your homework, Magnus. Get her on.
No, I
was gonna say, or even a gastroenterologist, which I don't really know any. I mean, I know other types of doctors, but anyways, whatever. Yeah. But and hey, we should do. I already did before we got this show. I did a colonoscopy show, but I have no shame, dude. So, but yeah, we got. Well, yeah, we got to do that one too down the road. Talking about because us men, women are better about this, but us men with our health is, anyways. Okay, so very good. Deep dive into gut
so let's
biome.
talk about alcohol. So
alcohol. Here's my argument. Ready?
Yeah.
Listen, I got people in my circle, and you hear this a lot. Hey, every day I drink a glass of wine. It's good for you. Hey, every day a glass of wine, 7 days a week. Hey, maybe 2 glasses a day. Maybe 3 a glass of wine. Hey, it's good for you. It's good for you. And I want to be on the record and say, not a drop, not one drop. I challenge anyone. Find me an article that says alcohol, not resveratrol from the grape seed skin that makes wine red. I'm talking about the alcohol component. I want to be proven wrong. Find me somewhere that says that alcohol is great for you. You should have alcohol. I've never heard a doctor say, you know what you need? You need to drink some alcohol. I never heard it. Please, not you, Magnus, but viewers, prove me wrong. I can't wait to apologize because it's so just wrong out there. It's maddening, when you say, "Oh, moderate alcohol is okay," glass of alcohol. No, I think what they mean is the component of the red wine, the resveratrol. That is good for you, not the alcohol itself. Okay, Magnus, what say you? What the hell do I know?
So let's start first. So when we're talking about alcohol, it's in chemical terms, it means ethanol. So it's basically based on 2 carbons, and so it's very, very small molecule. It's actually a solvent when we're talking about it, and that's why in big quantities is really, really bad because it solves fat, for instance. And since our brains are made out of 80% of fat, same thing with our spinal cord and things like that, and nerves. That's why someone that's been an alcoholic for a long time, that they're starting to have neural effect, that they're starting to break down their brain, it's starting to break down their nervous system, and that's why you see the shakes, you have problems of focusing and a lot of things. So, and that's just like kind of like scratching the surface. The problem is that I see a lot is that people are cherry picking, just like you mentioned, like, oh, I'll have a glass of wine every day. Yeah, but that is kind of when you're eating the Mediterranean diet. So it's not like the American diet when you're eating a lot of processed carbohydrates and fats and basically draining it from colors and fibers and things like that. So when you're taking it out of concept, it really is not that beneficial. Like, you can say whatever you want. And then when it comes down to it too, the amount of alcohol that you drink before it becomes like a real problem is very, very little. We're talking about maybe 5 sermons at the most in a week. And like, if you drink every day, it's usually not like, oh, I'll have a glass. You take another one, and then it's like, oh, if you share it with your partner, oh, it's so little left. All of a sudden, you kind of polished off a whole bottle of wine together.
Right.
And if you do that every single night, we're talking about 2 to 3 glasses, and that's like 14 to 21 glasses of wine a week.
Yeah. By the way, good.
That is way more than kind of the 5 glasses of wine or whatever it is that you're drinking, that kind of where you should keep it, or less.
Right. And I'm not saying, obviously it's legal to drink if you're 21 and older, and I have a drink once in a while too. I'm not sitting here saying like, you're bad, or you're going to go to hell, or you're going to die if you have a glass of wine or a beer or a shot of whiskey. What I'm saying though is to act like it's healthy for you. Listen, I like to smoke cigars too. I know what I'm signing up for. There's nothing nutritionally good for me when I smoke a cigar. But I'm a big boy. I smoke cigars. And guess what? I'm a big boy. I'll have a glass of wine or a beer. I know it's not good for me, but I'm not going to pretend like, it says it's good for me. And the stuff. No, to your point too, and kind of shame on the healthcare industry because they say like, moderation is good, or a glass of wine. You hit something. You said, if you're on the Mediterranean diet. So, parse that out. I mean, maybe it's correlation, not causation. Having a glass of wine, that's not what's healthy. It's you're eating fish and salad and the Mediterranean lifestyle. You're getting up, you're walking every day. So get all that away. Is it really the glass of wine that's doing good? Because I could say, by the way, Europeans, they're big smokers too. They live longer than us. So maybe I should smoke too. It's correlation, not causation. So it's very, very tricky how they say it's good for you, but alcohol, the component of alcohol is not. But us Americans, and again, I don't know. It's just, I don't know any athlete.
Can I add something to? I think that you're also seeing a lot of people are using alcohol as self-medication. They're using it to be able to relax,
100%
stressful life, and so on and so forth. The problem, and here's kind of the biggest issue when it comes to alcohol. Alcohol has such an effect of us that like it's kind of creeps up on us, and you see. When you're drinking it, and we're talking just like a single glass of wine or a beer or anything like that, it messes with our sleep. So our sleep patterns becomes completely screwed up, and we do not get that deep, restful, rejuvenating sleep that we need because it's more shallow. We're tossing and turning, even if we feel like we're knocked out. But that's why you usually wake up feeling even more tired the day after you've been drinking, and we're talking about a single glass of wine. So if you want to do something smart, like if you are stressful and things like that, please find other ways to deal with your stress than alcohol, because it will cause more problems for you. And also, like, it's kind of like finding that kind of like culture too. Like in if you're seeing like the Mediterranean, it's also like when they drink, they usually drink together. It's like a family or an extended family.
Right. If you're drinking alone, that's a problem, I would say. More than if it's a pattern, right?
Yeah. So I think that, and especially now, like with the holidays coming around, like you go into Christmas parties and things like that, like, and also we're seeing every year, like there's so many people that drink, like lose family members and lives to drinking and driving.
I have. My cousin passed away from drinking and driving
accident. Again, I'm not here to, like, I'm not judging people. I'm just trying to say, like think it through. And again, like, please take an Uber or have a designated driver or anything like that if you're planning to.
Well, that's a whole nother issue. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's so important now, like since we're going into the holidays, and also people, like, we have seasonal depression, we also have holiday depression and things like that, and there's a tendency that people try to pick up the bottle more than in normal. So, like, reach out. I mean, there's help. I mean, and please, people, like, this is kind of a normal problem. You're not like weird or unique to having this problem. It's better to actually, like, just man up or woman up and actually tell yourself, like, this is a problem, and you can do so many things to make it better. I'm not saying cutting out alcohol completely. I mean, if you still like to have a drink once in a while, you should definitely have a drink once in a while. But there's a time and place for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, friends of mine will say, yeah, but dude, Anthony, you drink coffee. Caffeine's a drug. And I would say, hold on, guy. Last time I checked, I've never seen a coffee checkpoint by the police, but I have seen alcohol checkpoints by the police.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting in jail in handcuffs because they had too much coffee, but beer, yeah. Wine, yeah. So again, it's, and I'm, to your point too, same here. I'm not pontificating, but I'm just saying it kind of does piss me off because I've lost friends. I've lost family to alcohol and drugs. And so I got to stick up my ass about it. And I don't think it's cute. It's not funny. It's not, oh, well, they're just being the boys or they're just girls. Like, not for me. It's not. And I don't, like I said, I do drink. I'll have a drink, but I'm not. Yeah. And maybe I've been burnt by it because I've lost loved ones, or I have people I know that are struggling with it, and they're kind of dead in a sense, their lives are a constant struggle. And so I'm not saying make alcohol illegal. I'm not saying that, but it's a big health concern, so yeah, it's just, I don't know, but what the hell do I know?
Another thing that I want to, like, add to that, because, like, I'm from Sweden originally, and we see alcohol is more kind of a part in our, like, culture, like, even at an earlier age. I mean,
my parents are from Italy. I was drinking since I was 3. It's not a big deal, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's a pro and a con. Like, you get exposed to it earlier, which this is what I would kind of point out. You should probably not drinking until, like, you're in your, like, I would say, to be honest, like, in your mid-20s, because it comes down to this. It affects our like brain development, and before our like lobes are basically really connected, and this happens like up till about like mid-20s, it could actually affect us poorly. So and I'm like, we're talking about a person that like been in the restaurant, nightclub, and food industry basically since I could walk. My dad had a restaurant and nightclub, and this is what I want to point out too. Like, his lifestyle and probably had a major kind of cost to why he died early with cancer, constantly being overweight, things like that. So I'm talking a little bit of like experience in this field too. Same thing with his dad, his granddad, my granddad, like both kind of like drinking a little bit more what you should be and not eating the healthiest and things like that. So it affects us, and it affects us long term. And
100%.
Again, like we're talking about this just because we want you guys to be healthy and be able to share as much like time with your loved one as possible. So
I've been to countless funerals because of beer, because of drugs, because of, I mean, yeah, a lot. And I'm in the entertainment business too. I do it for a living. I mean, it's what I see is it's sad. It's heartbreaking. And again, it's not, look at me, I'm great, I'm perfect. I'm more mad because, like I said, I've lost loved ones to it.
Yeah.
I mean, friends and family. It's just, yeah. And I would make the argument, because alcohol is accepted, is celebrated, it's prolific, it's insidious, it's advertised on television. I would bet any amount of money, there's got to be a study out there, that simple liquor and alcohol that we drink has killed more Americans, more people worldwide, than any heroin, than any cocaine, because again, it's in our shelves, and it's accepted. It's, drinks, but anyways, and I'm not saying make it illegal. I'm just saying it's a health problem. It's not a criminal problem. It's a health, and we can go on to that too, down that rabbit hole with cocaine and heroin. My mind is, it's a health problem. People need help. They're our friends, they're our family. It's not lock them up for 50 years and throw away the key type of deal. They need help, and But like I said, beer and wine is very tricky. It's like, hey, dude, good times, man. And I drink beer too. So it's a very tricky thing. It's like, anyways. Go ahead, because I wanted to get onto vaping.
That's another difference that is kind of like, it would probably be interesting for the people to hear. Like in for instance, in Sweden, like regular grocery stores are not allowed to sell any type of like heavier alcohol, including like beer, wine, and so on. We're allowed to have like a lighter version when it comes to alcoholic content of beer, but that's pretty much it. So we basically have like I would call them like liquor store, but they basically owned by the government. So it's very, very strict. They're only allowed to have like, when they're allowed to have open, and they close, I think they close at 3:00 on Saturdays and close on Sundays. Right. So, and you can always go out to a restaurant and get a hold of liquor too. So, but I'm just saying it's just culturally different on where you can get a hold of it or not.
100%. And by the way, we'll talk about vaping some other day, because we're getting close to the half-hour mark. We can go on about all this. We'll stay on the alcohol thing, but yeah. And again, so to your point, right? Different countries have it a different way, and it seems like sometimes America is just all or nothing. It's like, we used to have prohibition in America in the 20s, where you couldn't have anything, no beer, no wine, no nothing, no sangria, nothing. And then it was like, okay, now you can have everything. It's like, yeah, there's got to be a middle ground. And maybe Sweden's methodology might be something to look at down the, again, not saying to make it illegal.
We see still a lot of problems, even with our structure and things like that. So it's not, I mean, it's like, it has been so accepted for, like, we're talking about thousands of years, basically. Another fun thing, like alcohol and wine making, it's one of the first biochemical kind of reactions that ever occurred, and that the humans like kind of figured out. So just a nerd scientific side note, but anyhow, no, I think it's like, it's not like people shouldn't be like see it as they're again like odd or anything like that. It's if you're having issues with drinking, like it's like having a some type of other illness, you know, like
Anything.
it's something that you need help with to
by the way,
forward with.
And yes, and you know, in the prior shows, I talked about my OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, with of all things, germs in the prior show. You know, that I had to go get help to that. You're not crazy. You're not a bad person. You're not, you know, it's mind health. And if you're having a problem with alcohol, how do you know you're having a problem? Yeah, a couple signs. If you're drinking alone as a pattern, not once in a while. If you're drinking alone regularly and, you know, you can't go without a day without drinking. And again, alcohol is not coffee. Not the same thing. There's not coffee checkpoints by police. There's alcohol checkpoints. And fast food is dangerous. But again, there's no hamburger and pretzel checkpoints. There's alcohol checkpoints. So because you can slam your car into somebody. I had a relative die like that. You know, so from courtesy of, you know, beer. So it's okay. Right. To your point, Magnus, get the help. There's apps for it. There's phone calls for it. You know, you're not bad person. You're not crazy. You're not less than. You know, again, we all need help. All of us need some kind of help somewhere, somehow with our mind. You know, all of us do at some point. Could be stress, could be anxiety. Mine was anxiety with, you know, obsessive compulsive with washing my hands, germophobia. I went to go see help when it becomes impeding into your life. And if alcohol is that for you, go get. It's hard, you know. I get it because there's an old saying: the first step is the hardest. You know, to go admit I got to get help. But alcohol,
and the same thing. Like you don't have to be perfect. Like things will happen. I mean, if, for instance, if you're in AA and you actually like kind of fall off the wagon, it happens. I mean,
it's okay to fall off, get back on, and
and that's like it's not failure. It's a way of dealing with it. You know, like it's a step in the process, and it's the same thing. Like looking at it, whatever you're doing. Sometimes things will get rougher. Sometimes things will get better. I mean, it's not going to be a straight line going up. I mean, you see that with like all types of like training.
And don't compare yourself to anybody.
It's constantly up and down.
And we're all weak. I'm weak. You're weak. We all have weaknesses. You're supposed to be weak. I'm supposed to be weak. We're human. We're not God.
Alcohol is just an outlet. It's an outlet for a could be an outlet for a bigger problem or things like that. So it's. Yeah.
And you can do it. You can do it. You know, you might fail. Get back up. You'll fail. Get back up. Keep failing. Fail forward. Yeah. All of us are weak. We all need help some way, somehow. I don't care. You know, don't be embarrassed about that.
It's the same thing. Like point out any successful person that hasn't failed. The only thing that they see it's a learning opportunity for me to get better.
Right. But, you know, in social media age, everyone's doing fabulous. Everyone's amazing. And you're not. You're a loser. You're bad. You're weak. We're all.
But that's why we're talking about it here.
Yeah.
But like right now we're in social media, and that's why we need to bring this up. It's like social media is painting a very cool and nice kind of pictures of people's lives. But when you start digging in it, that's not how it is. And
even me. People see me on social media. I'm a DJ. They think all I do is have a fabulous life. You know, I got my crap, man. You know, I'm nobody's gem. And you know, I mean, not to go into my whole life, but I've been through the grinder, as many of us have. You know, and we're going to keep going. If you keep on living, you know. And so, but it's okay. Again, it's okay. We're supposed to. You know, you're not alone. So, but Magnus, was there anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap up? I want to respect your time. I know that you know we all have.
We had a bunch of other things that we're going to talk about, but as normal, when me and Anthony are
took
talking,
notes.
Yeah, we kind of deep dive and we're going somewhere else, and but this is how the way we want it. It's more kind of an organic conversation and. Yeah, no, I mean, I thank you, Anthony, for always like inviting me and having me being a part of the team. I think it's a blessing and it's fun to talk about these conversations and also like bringing them up like for people. And again, it's like if you guys have any questions or any topics that you want us to bring up, let us know. Like we're here to kind of like, I'm not saying helping, but like if we can help a single person with having these conversations, I mean, we've done something good.
No, you're helping me by talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just want to say, if I ever cut you off, Magnus, because my friends make fun of me, they call me King Interruptus. I'm telling it now in public. Cut me off for cutting you off. Don't feel bad about me. Just go, Anthony, hold on. Just jump in. Don't worry about me. Because now I'm like, I got a complex because some of my friends are like, bro, you got to shut up. I'm like, damn it. I wonder if I cut Magnus off. Nah. Just cut me off for cutting you off.
The thing is, so how I see that, I know your personality, I know who you are. I mean, we're still getting to know one another. But for me, it's just that you're excited. You have an opinion, or you want to say something to it. So I like, it's just trying to figure out like the other person, how it works, how to communicate with him. But it's not a problem with me. It's just like, keep on going. I think
you're a good man. You're a good man.
It shows you that we're normal human beings.
See that? I'm gonna throw a blessing your way. There you go. Okay. So, anyways, but yeah, dude. All right. So yeah, we'll see each other hopefully next week. I know next week is the holiday week, but we'll touch base and
for sure.
But yeah, thanks again, everybody. Don't forget, I'm insecure. I need you to subscribe. We need more people. Tell your mom, your dad, your dog, your neighbor. Hit this button and that button, subscribe and like. And just do it. Don't worry about it. So, anyways, thanks everybody. Magnus, thank you, buddy. I'll see you on the rebound. And that's it. I'm signing off. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.